Hey guys, welcome back to Street 48. You're here with us in the final leg of a journey from London to Positano, part 4. We've just left Positano and we are on our way to Rome, a 5-hour drive, nearly 200 miles. If you haven't already seen part 1, part 2 and part 3 of the European road trip, I'll put links up here, go check it out, because then the whole European road trip will make more sense to you, and the Positano and Sorrento and Rome vibe we have shown you before, it's unmissable. So go check that out first and come back to the video and enjoy the final part of our European road trip. So we're in Positano, we get a car back from the valet service early in the morning. We check out, we get the bags loaded up, and now we're on our way to Rome. Now we stopped at Rome on the way here, but that was just a stopover because we couldn't drive straight. Yeah. But now we were actually going back to Rome to see the Colosseum and just see the whole vibe, because we were in, those ends of Italy, so why not?
Exactly.
So the way from Positano to Rome was very beautiful, scenic, like most of the other roads that we had travelled on our Italian road trip. As we were getting closer to Rome, what started happening?
You can see more dodgy stuff over there.
Yeah.
Kind of like mafia gang.
Yeah, you can just, once you enter Rome, and I was told, like I mentioned in my, part 1 of this whole European road trip, my family, my uncles and stuff advised me that Rome is generally not seen as a safe city. There's a lot of local mafia, and the thing is, you taking your car there, you're risking your car being stolen, broken into and stuff like that, because there's a lot of crime, especially car theft related, and also pickpocketing and all of that stuff in Rome. So Rome is quite famous for it. I'm just not making that up. You can go check that up online. There's so many people with whom these kind of things have happened there.
Yeah, so be careful
if you're down there. So we were driving into Rome, and you could see like graffiti on the walls, and it's not what I expected of Rome. I expected Rome to be a very ancient city, especially once we had traveled through Sorrento and Positano. I was expecting it to be a bit more clean, classy, and ancient and classy, but Rome is not like that. Obviously the Colosseum is there, and when we did drive up to the Colosseum, finally got there, we had managed to find parking quite close to the Colosseum, and we walked out.
Literally up the opposite side of the Colosseum where we parked.
Yeah, it was literally opposite, so I also wanted to keep the car where I could see it. So we walked up and just explored around that area. The Colosseum is a very incredible thing to see. You can tell it has a lot of history associated with it. When you see it in photos and stuff, it gives you a different vibe, but when you see it in real life, you can actually tell the whole existence around it, and you can tell it's present. You can tell that has a lot of historical value in the world. It's one of the wonders, no? It's one of the wonders of the world.
Yeah, that what we check, remember? But
yeah, don't quote me on that, but I think it's one of the wonders in the world, and it's quite clear to see why it's so. One thing is, there's a lot of people coming and trying to sell you souvenirs and stuff like that. Yeah. Everywhere we go, we pick up 2 souvenirs, in case one breaks, we have a second one as a backup. However, we got to Rome and we hadn't, picked up any souvenirs, and there's one guy, he kept coming up. He didn't look too, he looked a bit, suspicious, but he kept coming up saying, I want to sell you this souvenir. I was like, nah, I was busy taking photos and just, taking the whole experience in. But I just asked him, and then he actually showed me it was quite a nice souvenir. We actually have that here right now as well. Yeah, I got that souvenir, and then we picked up another souvenir later on, so we had 2 of them. So yeah, that was nice. It turned out to be different to what I was expecting that guy to sell to me. But at the same time, when we were walking around the Colosseum and stuff, you can see there was a few people walking past my car. They stopped next to my car, and they're looking at my car inside. Some 2 of them actually had their hands on my windows. And I wanted to go down there, but then again, those people didn't look like, the kind of people you want to be messing with, especially in Rome. But obviously, if they did something to my car, then, but they didn't. So I just watched them, they walked away. But there's a few other people, obviously, because the car stands out, one because of the British number plates. So I was just keeping a watch out for my car, just making sure nothing went down like that. Now, we were there actually for quite a bit. When we got there, the sun was still out, and we stayed there until it got dark. So we got to see the change, you know, the way the lights lit up in the Colosseum, and the whole vibe nice. The vibe changed. And it's got a totally different vibe in the daytime, and it's got a totally different vibe in the nighttime. And, you know, it was great. We had that time to just, you know, chill there and, you know, take it all in.
Yeah, and we were lucky that where we literally park, you can see the whole
Colosseum.
Yeah.
We're actually walking out, or we were walking about quite a bit and sitting outside as well. But then obviously we were in the car for a little bit, you know, just listening to music, a little bit, had a few snacks here and there. And then once it got nighttime, we took took a few more photos, got some videos, it was a really nice vibe, you know, just there. But to be honest, in Rome, that's mainly the only thing to see. Besides that, there's not much. The city, obviously there's that town vibe with the whole, you know, buildings and stuff like that, but like I said, a lot of, you know, buildings had graffiti on them. But it is a great city to explore, you know. It's Rome, you know, it's a quite popular city around the world, so
yeah, everyone knows it.
Everyone knows. So we did go around and explore that as well. And by the time we were done, it was already nighttime, and it was time for us to head on, because once we were done with the whole Colosseum, there was one thing on my list that I had to see, you know.
Vatican City.
The Vatican City. Vatican City, you know, the smallest country in the world with, I think, the population of 850. And one of the very interesting facts about that country that I found out was that none of the children are actually born in that city.
Oh, really?
Not city, country. Yeah.
Never knew that.
Nah, yeah, because the thing is, they don't have any hospitals. All of the people actually living in that country were never born in that country. So it's quite strange, but at the same time, you know, that's the uniqueness. It's because people living there, most of them, I think, or all of them, no, in fact, you can only live there if you're a Roman Catholic. If you're Roman Catholic Christian, you can live there. If you're not, then most people who are working there and stuff, they commute from outside of the, you know, country. But it's not a very big country anyway.
So we can't live there then.
We can't live there, unfortunately. But I'm quite happy where we are anyway. But, so yeah, that's the Vatican City. That's, you know, where the Pope lives. And it is a great place to explore, you know. I remember by the time we got there, it was quite late, and there was a lot of security. They call them the Swiss guards. They're quite high profile. Police, yeah, they're quite, you know, high up in the security rank. And what happened when we went there?
When we got there, they already closed the entrance.
Yeah, the entrance was already closed. So, you know, there was a lot of police around and security. So I went up to them and I said, look, we've traveled a long way. You know, we just want to get inside and take some photos and stuff. We're not going to be here again. And then they just weren't ready to listen. They said, no, it's not possible. But then I said, there's people, I could see people walking inside the actual, it's not like a bordered, right? It's not bordered. They just put fences between Rome and Vatican City. So I could see people walking in, not many, but a couple. And then I said, you know what they're doing there? He said they got here before
the time that they closed.
Yeah, before the time that they closed. And I was like, you know, I was like, would there be any way that I can get in? They're like, no. So basically, we were taking photos from outside the fence, and they obviously didn't look that good. So I had an idea. I told her there was a little gap in the fence. Now there's security everywhere, you can see, right?
And again, he broke the law.
Nah, it's not. I didn't break the law, I broke the fence. No, so basically, I had an idea. I was taking a photo of her, right? I said, no, it's not clear, so keep moving back. And then they were obviously thinking, okay, yeah, taking photos and stuff. I just asked her to keep moving back. I was moving as well with her, and then she ended up going inside the fence, and I just followed her, and we were inside, and then no one said anything.
Like quietly.
Yeah, just quietly inside.
Smoothly.
And then we were there, and, you know, it's an amazing place to see. It's all lit up at night. When we got there, it was dark anyway.
It looked like a palace.
I don't know how to exactly explain, but it's like a city vibe put into a country, made a lot smaller, and then the buildings and stuff look very nice at night time, and the whole vibe is like a city vibe, but at the same time, it's a compact country kind of vibe. I don't know how to explain to you, but obviously you can see it through the you know, the photos and videos we have taken. Now, that's obviously one of the things to tick off on the bucket list, having been to the smallest country in the world. So for that alone, it was worth it. So once we were done with that, we had
it. Remember, we want to pee. It's like so bad.
Yeah, basically what happened is we were there for quite long. Been driving quite long. I needed to use the toilet, and there was no toilets there, no way, you know, I just needed to go.
And everything already closed.
Everything already closed over there. So I remember I drove back like an alleyway or something, and I was like, mate, I've got to do it here, right? And then I realized, you know, that is Vatican City. It's a religious city, you know, that's where the Pope lives. And I said, if someone catches me doing that kind of thing here, you know, it's not going to be good. So I held it in, but we went on and found ourselves a, you know, petrol station. And then, yeah, we used that instead. So once we were done from Rome and the Vatican City, it was time for us to head back. We had come, you know, to the end of our 10-day trip. We're now going to drive all the way back to Essen in Munich, Germany, from Rome, and that was another 600-mile journey, so we hadn't finished that yet, and that was going to take us again about 10 to 12 hours. Now from there, we weren't stopping anywhere, no hotels, no night overs. We were straight heading into Munich, where we were obviously staying at a relative's house for the night, and then that morning we were going to head into London, you know, towards Calais and then London. So I did all night driving, you know, we drove all night, we stopped for a bit. I think we slept in the car for a couple of hours.
Yeah, we did.
Slept in the car because we were so tired, and then, you know, just kept on driving back. You know, a lot of miles I put in the car, but, you know, one of the happiest miles. I don't mind putting that kind of miles on the road, on the car. Yeah. Had to pull over and sleep, so we slept for a couple of hours. We were both knocked out, you know, and then we woke up. It was still nighttime. I think it was maybe 3, 4 a.m. No, it was like 2, 3 a.m. And then I started driving again, you know, we're driving. We stopped on the way to get some, you know, takeaway, McDonald's, KFC. I can't remember. Okay. McDonald's was our best friend, you know, normally. It's not like McDonald's was our best friend at that time. So we were driving. So we were driving down. I think finally we got to Essen in Munich around afternoon time the next day. We arrived there, met with the family again, you know, I had some food, caught up and stuff like that. Spent that day there, spent the night there. And then next morning, we woke up quite early because we had a late evening Eurotunnel booked at, you know, Calais. So we left Munich in the morning, and it was about 650 miles, another 10 to 12 hour drive, crazy drive, you know, think about you've just done, you know, that many miles the night before, now you're having to do it again, you know, but we hammered on. But the thing is, like when we started this journey, I didn't sleep that night properly because I was out with my uncle, you know, we're talking about cars and all that stuff. Time went again, another mistake. So basically on the way, about 2-3 hours into the drive, I just said, you know, I can't wake, you know, I can't stay awake and drive the car. So I let her take over the driving seat, and she hasn't driven this car before. And
yeah, but we couldn't just stop because we're gonna miss the
Eurotunnel. Yeah, we're gonna miss the Eurotunnel. So, and to be honest, yeah, I don't remember those 2 hours. I just completely, I remember waking up once and I just woke up, it was raining and she was driving, you know, and she, you know, she's driving with one hand, chilling, and I was like,
it was raining so hard. It's like, it was raining so hard. Very hard. You can't even see the road ahead.
Yeah, visibility was quite bad. I just woke up for a couple of minutes, you know, but I was like UK, like driving and stuff, and I just went back to sleep. I slept for like 2-3 hours, I think.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, yeah, and then so she drove. How was the car, mate?
It was so good, even with that bad weather.
It was Mercedes.
Yeah. Mercedes, and the car is very strong, and like it feels safe in there.
Yeah, it felt safe in there, so I felt safe as well, you know.
You slept so deep,
deep. And then I remember when I woke up again after 2-3 hours, you know, I asked her to pull up at a petrol station, and we filled up the car again. We wasted a lot of fuel in this journey, but I don't call it wasting. I think it's just like it was meant to be the way, you know, the whole trip happened, and was just perfect. So yeah, we swapped at the petrol station. We had another, I think 6-7 hours to go. Yeah. And then about 6 hours, long journey. So I just had my foot down. The thing is, I knew we had to cover most of the ground when we were in Germany. Even before I gave her the car to drive, I knew, because Germany has unlimited, you know, speed limits on the motorway. I was just floor in the car, cover up, you know, as much ground as I could. And then obviously when we go into France and got to Calais, we were there in time for a Eurotunnel. I believe we got there an hour early. We got the earlier one, jumped in the Eurotunnel, got off at Dover, and then we had an hour and a half journey back to South London, you know, to our home. So guys, this brings us to the end of our the best ever road trip that we've done, the European road trip, you know, leaving from London, stopping in Germany, Austria, arriving in Rome, Sorrento, Positano, the Amalfi Coast, the Vatican City. It was just, everything was just perfect, and I'm very glad that we actually drove and didn't fly into the country, because we would have missed a big part of that experience. So this does bring us to the end of our 4-part European road trip. If you haven't seen, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, I'll put them in the description below. I'll link them up here. Go check that out. Watch the whole, you know, watch all of the parts. And truly and honestly, this was one of the best road trips we've ever done. So guys, hope you enjoyed and liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the 4-part series. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week with another video. Until then, logging out. Bye bye.